Ancient story about two nations at war. And one nation sends out their champion, and for days, for weeks, he taunts, harasses, calls out the other nation. He demands somebody to challenge him on the battlefield, and nobody steps up. One day, this young kid happens to be coming by the area in which the battle was supposed to take place, and he starts to ask questions. He starts to inquire what's going on. And from this story, we find ourselves looking at three categories of leadership. The first category, those who are only willing to diagnose the problem. So they tell the teenage boy, this is the champion from the other nation. And for the longest time, he has been standing there harassing, calling out, ridiculing, challenging, demanding that somebody fight him. There are some people on our leadership teams, there are some people in our organizations that are content with just identifying the problem. It brings us to the second categorization of leadership, leaders that are willing to pose solutions that don't involve them. The young boy says, I'll fight the challenger, I'll fight the champion. And everybody laughs. How could you, a teenager, stand against this champion? The king, the one who's supposed to face the giant, says to the teenage boy, okay, you can fight, but I need you to fight in my armor. The king put his armor on the boy, and it's too big. It's not something he's used to. He's not comfortable. Because some leaders are content to pose solutions to problems that don't involve them. It really should have been the king putting on his own armor and stepping out to fight, but he was okay with passing that responsibility to someone else. So we have people on our teams, people in our organizations that are content only to identify problems, or they're content to pose solutions that don't involve them. I need you to be the third type of leader. This boy says, this is not my armor. I'm not used to fighting this way. So this teenage kid steps on the battlefield and he faces the champion from the other nation. Not only does he face the champion, he defeats him. Because it's one thing just to identify the problem. It's another thing to pose a solution to the problem that doesn't involve you. But the best thing is to be willing to stand on the battlefield and face the problem. In all of our organizations, in all of our companies, in all of our businesses, we have giant-sized issues. And there's a group of people who will always talk and point out the problem. There's a group of people that will pose solutions but stand by the wayside. Then there are the real leaders who are willing to step up and face the issues. Now here's the thing. Facing issues, facing problems, that doesn't mean that you have all the answers. It doesn't mean that you have everything figured out. It doesn't mean that you're 100% confident. But amazing things can happen when you as a leader face the challenges in your organization. The thing about this ancient story, as this teenage boy faces the giant and defeats the giant, the rest of the army all of a sudden develops the courage to face the other nation as well. Your willingness to face the challenges in your organization just might be the catalyst that other people need to stand up and fight as well.